Hey, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to try truly tabbing a book. I know in my video with all the bright places, I annotated along with the strangers annotations and I added tabs, but because that was more of, a cathartic experience for the person that was annotating and I wanted to see my own reactions to the book, I feel like it wasn't truly annotating on my own. This case, we have a book. It is my first piece of book mail that actually came from an author, and it's The Lake House. It came with this cute little bookmark, it's signed, and she gave me a little note. So I thought as a fun way to commemorate my first piece of book mail from an author, I would go ahead and truly tab and annotate it. I don't know if this is how everyone tabs and annotates their books, but at least by the end of this video, we'll see all of the fun tabs that I've put in. Okay, so I'm really excited to start officially annotating The Lake House. When I was annotating all the bright places for my last video, I didn't really have like any rhyme or reason. I was just going based off of feelings, and so I want to be a little more structured with the tabs for The Lake House. So as you saw in the last clip, I have 6 colors that I plan to use, and I'm going to try to make a key before I start of what I want those 6 colors to be used for. If you're watching this video, I would highly recommend picking up The Lake House to read along with me. I haven't read it yet. The premise just seems really interesting to me, but if you want to buy it, I will probably do a little review at the end of the video. Let's see what we have just from the inside cover. I want to read that to try to help make our key. So it says, Claire has grown up cycling through every worst case scenario possible, triple checking locks, counting her steps, second guessing every decision. It's just how she's wired. Her worst case scenarios never actually come true, until she arrives at the off-the-grid summer camp her parents sent her to, only to find a blackened, burned husk where the lodge used to be, and no survivors. Claire and the other 2 late arrivals, Reva, I think it's Reva, it's spelled R-E-Y-V-A. Reva and Mariana are the only ones left, with no cell phone service, no electricity, no shelter, and no way back to civilization. Then it becomes clear none of this is an accident. Something is hunting them. Something that hides in the shadows, something that refuses to let them leave. If they want to get out of there alive, these 3 will need to do more than survive. They'll need to unearth the truth, no matter how long it's been buried. I feel like since Claire is the first name in the descriptions, I'm going to give her red for like the lips that's on this person. I'm going to use this for now as my key, but eventually I want to put it in the book. So red will be for Claire. Anything she does that stands out to me, any memorable quotes, moments, things like that, I want to use red for Claire. So now I need to decide 2 other colors for Reva and Mariana. So I feel like I have 3 green colors, which I really want to use for the mystery. So I have these 2. I think this is like green, blue, and then we have a lighter color. So I'm going to do this color for Reva and this color for Mariana. Okay, so these will be the colors for the 3 girls. Now, the back of the book I read on TikTok, but it says that somewhere out there was a killer. So I want to assign this color to anything related to the killer, any clues that we get, any hints, whatnot. So now we have our 4 colors assigned, and I have 2 more that I want to assign. I think one of these colors I want to just save until I read the book a little bit more. I think I'm going to just set this color aside for now, but I'm sure because it's a mystery thriller, something's going to come up where I'm going to want another color. But for this, we're going to just do any clues that aren't related to the killer, right? Because even though it says in the book there was a killer, maybe there's, 2 separate mysteries we're trying to figure out. So this is going to be anytime I have like a guess about the plot or we get a clue about it that's not related to the killer, that's what this color is for. Okay, so we have our 5 ready to go. I'm going to temporarily put it in the front cover here, but I think eventually I want to do something like a little bit nicer. Like I'll probably put the actual key right below where it says The Lake House. So we're going to start on chapter 1 with our tabbing system, and I am excited to see what this book is about because, like I said, this sounds really right up my alley. Okay, I just finished tabbing the first chapter of the book. I've used mostly green so far for like little clues that I think are being dropped that I don't think have to do with the killer. I'm not sure. I did do one for Reva as well because I thought something she said was funny, and Claire I feel like I'm already relating to a lot. I have OCD and tend to overthink on all of that, and I feel like Claire has some of those similar tendencies. We've done the first chapter and I'm interested to see what the rest will look like. Here's what the tabs look like so far. One thing I want to do eventually is either cut them or, I don't know, have them all be the same length, but I'm not going to focus on that during the first time reading through it. I'm just going to focus on reading. And then maybe after I'll adjust to make them look all nice and neat. In terms of the book, I'm definitely interested. The first chapter has me hooked. I want to keep reading and figure out what happened. I like when book descriptions don't give like too much away, where it's like we get through chapter 1 and that's pretty much where the book description ends. I would say the only thing that hasn't been introduced yet is this aspect of a killer or someone being hunted, but we've pretty much gotten through the first half of the inner flap description where it says they show up and the camp's not there. So that's good because I feel like a lot is going to be left to the imagination, a lot to be explored, and I won't be 100 pages in and still be waiting to get past whatever the description says. Alrighty, so I got to chapter 3 and these are some of my tabs so far. I have used every single one, which means that we've officially gotten through like the book description flap where they talk about a killer being out there. And I really like that because now the rest of the book, there's nothing we really know, which I really like that discovery process in a book. I'm really liking the characters so far. Claire, Reva, and Mariana are all very distinct, which I like. And I think what's so interesting, I feel like Mariana is going to be kind of like the voice of reason. Claire is going to be the most like me, and Reva is going to be like the most logical of the three. So I really like how each kind of already have their own role. And like I said, we're only on page 28 and the entire front flap has now been covered. So I really like when books do that, and like I said, I'm not waiting super late into the book to, you know, just finish the description that I've probably already read at this point. So I really like that. I have no idea where this is gonna go, which is good. I feel like some books have hints like very, very early on. And outside of those three girls, there's only been one character named Jack, but I don't know if anything's gonna happen with him or if he is just like the honest, you know, boat boy. I'm not 100% sure about him. So that's what I did use some of my like suspicious, do I think that Jack's a killer? I don't know. So I did just like other clues for that color. So, and I also won't be doing like chapter by chapter updates, but I just wanted to say that we finished the description. And I'm digging it so far. I feel like it's definitely fast-paced, which I always love in a book. I'm not a slow-paced girly, so I'm curious to see. I also am curious to see how long like these tabs will last me. Not 100% sure, but I like that I have a variety of them, and I have more if I need to like have people share colors. So I probably won't make that table of tabbing until the very end. Okay, I feel like I have a few fun updates. One, look at that bookmark. I'm actually using it. Pretty proud of myself. I'll show it to you again. So it's like the official bookmark that came in PR, which is fun. I am on page 63. I feel like the one thing that I've noticed about tabbing is I feel like I remember some of the plot points better. I definitely, with a thriller novel, I feel like remember my suspicions a lot better. Like who I'm suspicious of, why I'm suspicious of them, and what's going on there. I'm going to keep tabbing. Oh, also, fun update. I don't know where like my spare tab went. Who knows if I actually need it or not. I don't know, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see if I do use it. I think one thing that's interesting about this book too is E. Lockhart wrote the blurb for the book at the top, and I know people have really mixed feelings on We Were Liars. I'm liking this more than We Were Liars now, and it's not in like the chaotic format that We Were Liars are in. To me, that just means I feel like there's gonna be a pretty decent twist coming up. I just don't know what that is because I have so many suspicions. So we're gonna keep reading. Okay, so I'm traveling for work, but I brought along the lake house to tab. I haven't tabbed this in a few days. I haven't read anything either. So we're about a third of the way through the book. I'm still very interested in it. I've just had to get through some audiobooks and some other stuff instead. I also brought my tabs in a little bag. I don't know if this is the best way to keep control of my tabs, I guess, but I feel like I'm definitely, the way that I'm tabbing, I need more than just what these little tabs off of Amazon have to provide. Like I need more of one color. We're just gonna tab until either one of these run out or I go to sleep, because I don't have any backups of these, and I'm only here for one day. I'm going home tomorrow, so I'll be able to get more colors. And I feel like since I've learned more about the girls specifically, these aren't necessarily the best colors for the girls in my opinion anymore. I still think it's good because it goes with the cover, and I feel like maybe that's something that, you know, people with tabbing take into account, is that their colors might change. I still think these are good for Suspicions and the Killer so far, because it's just things I'm suspicious about, and then a killer we still don't really know too much information about. I'm gonna read, I don't know how many pages, like I said, until I run out of those or until I go to sleep. Currently, we're on page 134. I am really enjoying this. I feel like I just got off of an audiobook that I don't really like, and I am excited to jump into a story that I know I'm really enjoying so far. Well, it happened. I ran out of my Suspicions tabs. I feel like this book is doing a really good job of having a lot of seeds being planted, and we kind of got a twist like midway through the book that like I wasn't personally expecting at all. Now I'm very suspicious since that twist happened, so I definitely put these to work. So I'm leaving off at 183, so I won't be able to read this till I have more tabs, and I'm definitely going to choose more colors for the characters too, because especially for Mariana, I'm almost out of her tabs. I'm doing okay with Reva's, and I'm doing okay with Claire's, and the killer I am also doing okay with. So I will have to choose more colors, but since I didn't bring any with me, I'm gonna leave this off for the night, which I think it'll be good to, you know, come back to and hopefully not stop. Hopefully I'm just gonna grab enough tabs where I can just finish reading this, because now I feel like I was invested before, but now after this like midway book twist, I'm like, okay, I need to see where this is going. I need to see how it ends. Okay, believe it or not, it's a different day. I thought I was just traveling for work for one day, but then I went home and I had to come back. So we are still traveling, but because I went home, I got more tabs. Usually I cut these up, so that's like a little bit easier, but it's okay. We'll make do with whatever, or maybe I can peel off whatever new color I choose. I don't know. We'll see. We still have all of our original colors here. I still have this little extra tab, so we're going to try it out. So this is going to be a new color for anything that I feel like is suspicious. At the beginning of the video, don't know if you remember, I made like this little thing to keep track, and then eventually I'll put like more of an official key on here. So I want to find a color similar to this bottom color as best as I can. Luckily, there are a lot of greens in here. Wow, this one almost looks like the exact same color. Is this gonna work? Oh my gosh, that's close enough. Okay, so this is, should I be like a little influencer? This is, I don't know if that worked, the new color. Let's compare it to the old color. I don't think, let's see. I mean, that's pretty close. I'm pretty impressed by that. So I'm gonna use this. And then if I have to pick out another color while I'm reading, because again, I'm running out of other ones, I can already see at least like one of these colors or both, two of these would work. I'll probably use this to replace the red. I know those are very different, but I don't have another red. So very happy that I brought these along so that we can keep reading. Woo! We left off right at the beginning of chapter 14, page 183. How long is this book? I know I should just Google how long books are, because sometimes I've like spoiled things for myself and I really don't want to spoil it. Okay. 134. So hopefully we make a decent amount of progress. I have other books that I want to read today too outside of this tabbing book, so I'm going to read for about an hour. I'm going to set an alarm and we'll see how far I can get. Okay, I finished reading for my hour. I feel like I left off surprisingly at a really good place. I'm at 249. These are the tabs so far. I feel like you can't really tell the changes with the new tab color, but I think the next time I need a new tab, you will. So like I said, I have some other books I'm going to read, but I'm pretty close to finishing this, and I hope I finish tabbing it and get to the end soon, because it's really good. I feel like even though E. Lockhart did the quote of "we were liars," I feel like it's not like we were liars at all. Definitely think it's better. So I'm really excited that I get to keep reading this. So it's been about 3 weeks since the last clip on this video. Woof. I went to a bachelorette party, went to Taylor Swift. I did not pick up the lake house at all. Oopsies. I still have this much to read. I left off at 249. I don't remember how many pages there are total, so I'm gonna check. There are 354 pages, so I'm almost 100 pages to the end. I am really hoping to finish it this weekend. However, my mother invited me to a wedding of like one of her best friends / one of my childhood friends. And then after that, I have another wedding. I feel like the one thing that I really liked about tabbing so far, and something I wasn't expecting, because I was really expecting to finish this book in May, and now it's like June 8th. What I was not expecting was that I feel like I remember so much more because I took the time to tab and annotate. That's what I feel like, and I think that's good. However, I don't know if I would want to do this for every single book I read, because I do feel like there is a lot of effort that goes into tabbing and annotating, and I think I'm just lucky that I really like this book, because I couldn't imagine tabbing a book like Holding Up the Universe, Where the Crawdads Sing. Like, I don't know. I feel like it would be so hard. I'm gonna read for about an hour, and we're gonna see how far I can get in an hour. And like I said, the goal is to finish before I go to the wedding that I'm in. So I have about a week and 2 days, but again, I'm traveling back for another wedding in between that time. I have to travel back for work. Really hoping to knock out quite a few pages tonight. I have my pencil. I have all my tabs because I had traveled with them just in case I thought I could read. So in case I run out of any tabs, I have other ones ready here. So let's see how far we get in an hour. Okay, so it's been 2 days since after that last clip, and I got to page 300, so I'm only 50 pages away. These are my tabs. I will have to choose new colors for Reva and Mariana because I ran out of both of those. I feel like I have similar enough, and I feel like now that we're getting to the end of the book and I guess more is getting figured out, I feel like I'm tabbing just a little bit less, but I still want to have them ready just in case. I'm very curious how this book is going to conclude. Very, very curious. I feel like this has been a great read. Even though it's taken me a while to read, I feel like it's not because I haven't had a desire to read it. I just feel like I had a lot going on and couldn't read a physical book, but now I'm happy to be calming down a bit so I can finish this. I am hoping, I'm looking at the time because I have to go to a wedding later today and I have a wedding next weekend. So I'm hoping I can finish this book either today or tomorrow. I want to finish it this weekend because I feel like it is time to finish it. Also, 50 pages away from the end. I have to know what happens. So I'm gonna see how much I can read before I have to start getting ready to drive down to the wedding. I'm hoping I can finish it. Pretty quick read, I will give you that. So I feel like these last 50 pages, especially with how much I think is going to happen, since it is like a thriller, so we're getting kind of the wrap up. I believe this is a standalone too, so I'm hoping everything gets wrapped up nicely with a bow. I will hopefully still have a little bit more to tab, and then hopefully the next clip is like final thoughts on the book, showing off my final tabs. I feel like I tabbed this book better than the last book that I tabbed, so I'll also just like compare that in general. And yeah, I really enjoyed tabbing the book. I feel like if I know a book is going to take me a while to read, tabbing's probably going to be good so I remember it better, but I feel like I also have to be interested in the book to want to tab it. The other book that I'm reading right now is 7 Days in June. These are just tabs because I'm reading it over 7 days in June, but I could definitely see myself, like there are some one-liners in there where like I could see myself tabbing it or I could see myself underlining it. So I feel like that might be a behavior I start carrying over into other books. Didn't think I'd be like an annotating tabby girly, especially after how much I read in college and how much I had to annotate in college. Didn't think I would ever go back to it, but it's actually kind of fun. So let's see if we can get through these last 50 pages. Okay, I've officially finished my annotation for the lake house. Feel like it looks pretty good. Again, not too much at the end just because I felt like a lot was happening and you know, I didn't have as many suspicions and it was a lot more action, which I really liked. I am giving this book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. The ending for me is not clear. if there's a sequel or not. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting it. I'm not 100% sure. I don't really like when books have those open-ended endings unless I know a sequel's coming. Because again, to me, I feel like this was a standalone, but maybe it's not. Not 100% sure. Overall, I did still think this was really, really good. I'm really happy I annotated it. Am I gonna annotate another book in the future? I'm not sure. I'm reading a book right now, Kingdom of the Cursed, where it's just very slow going. I'm not enjoying it, and I don't know if annotating a book that I don't like off the bat would help me like it more. Not 100% sure, but I'm very happy with this. I would definitely recommend this if you like more YA thrillers, and I can't wait to see what I read next. So let me know if you think I should try tabbing a book that I don't necessarily like from the start, or anything else you want to see on this channel.